Are you a gamer? Do you like gaming on your gaming computer? Does it have RGB? Is your sound crap? We can add more RGB to your desk with the Razer Leviathan V2. This is our bar here. Oh, it feels cheap and plasticky, of course. Okay, we've got a nice braided USB cable here. Power brick, 2 power cables, probably for the subwoofer. Comes with a subwoofer, which is really quite niite. And I guess this will be our subwoofer. There we go. Ooh, look at that. That is a nice little sub. Quite a pleasant driver down here. No covering on it, which isn't the end of the world. Nice big bass reflex port. There's a nice subtle embossed logo at the top. It's not piano black, which makes me very happy. Got little rubberized feet.
That looks way too light.
It's pretty hefty, honestly. Okay, let's have a look at the main event, the soundbar, which does not feel quite as nice as this chap. Very light. Look at that. It's nice and thin, honestly. Look great sort of on your desk with your monitor above it. 4 in the front, 2 in the back. So 4 channels. Razer are claiming that it's a 7.1 system. You're not allowed to count the subwoofer as a 7.1 because it's the 0.1. So it's a 6.1. Ports on the back, we've got power in USB-C, which is nice going to the computer. I believe the previous version had USB-B, which has kind of gone the wayside. Everything's USB-C now, it's awesome. And then our proprietary little plug for the subwoofer. Nice, they give you a cable for your computer. Got some end caps here, green ends. Nice fabric cable. Ends are coming out of it already. Quite lengthy on the connection cable. That could go off the back of the desk and sit on the floor nicely, so I have no problems with that. It's got Bluetooth 5.2. It's claiming that they have a 60 millisecond response time, and when we get the lab set up, we'll be able to actually do real-world testing of Bluetooth audio latency. If you're gaming, you want low latency so that the sounds you hear in your game are actually happening when they are. It's more important for controllers and stuff, but it's really nice if you're playing rhythm games or other games that require very precisely timed inputs to match audio. It does have USB though, so we'll probably be throwing it in through USB through the computer. There's an app we get to try and set up all the RGB and equalizers and that sort of thing. But for Bluetooth audio and for just having it around as a Bluetooth speaker or pairing your phone with it, 60 milliseconds is totally fine. It's got a couple different feet if you want to angle it. Right now it's sitting absolutely flat. It looks rather elegant on the desk, honestly. These just sort of slide in there. They're actually quite nice. You can remove them completely, and then it's got another 4 little feet on the bottom here, so it can sit even lower to the desk. Yeah, there we are. So now it's firing upwards slightly at a nice angle. Yeah, okay, nice. Got a nice bundle of bananas. You can get them as a bulk deal. No?
No.
Well, you'll
You
just...
get 5 for the price of 5.
You get 5 for the price of 5. Order now at shortcircuit. No,
And your nice new sweater.
Oh yeah, where can I get this? LTDstore.com. If you buy it, I get to stay employed. 1 banana, 2 banana, about 2.5 bananas long, and maybe a half-ish banana deep. It's a pretty beefy soundbar for just normal gamers. I think this would be great for somebody who wants a much better desktop experience without having to go through the rigmarole of getting multiple speakers and having to worry about audio channels and extra power and all that sorts of stuff. This just has 1 cable that goes to your computer, and then you have speakers and a sub. They're claiming that it's got Atmos support with the 3D sound all around you, but to do that you really need dedicated speakers positioned around you. I think it's just gonna throw them to the side and fake it. Before we plug it in and see how it sounds, here's a message from our sponsor. Thanks to Epidemic Sound for sponsoring today's video. Epidemic Sound provides high-quality, professionally produced music and sound effects for you to use. Whether you're a video creator on YouTube or need it for work at an agency, Epidemic Sound has a license to cover it through their personal and commercial plans. Choose from tens of thousands of diverse and original sound effects and tracks. Epidemic's Ear feature lets you select specific portions of any track to search for music in their catalog that sounds similar to the sound you're looking for. So sign up today using the link in the description. Use code Linus50 for 50% off your annual subscription. What's up, gamers? We're here at the Short Circuit Computer gaming desk to start gamering. In all seriousness, we have it set up in the center here. I've got my sub on the left, just so you can see it. We'll try it on the floor as well. I've got the angled feet because I'm a little bit above and I want it facing towards my ears.
You already know there's absolutely no chance whatsoever that you're going to like this. Why are you even trying it?
Well, because that man told me to.
Oh, it's THX certified.
Yeah, and they're
Wow,
saying...
it's almost like Razer owns THX.
They do?
You didn't know that?
I didn't know that. That's good info.
Yeah.
And
so
it says
everything from Razer is THX certified.
Well, that's wonderful. They can just slap that a label on there.
Well, no, I think in theory they still operate independently.
That makes sense. Well, it's 7.1. It has 6 speakers in it. So that counts as a speaker and the 0.1 to make 7.
Shut up, it does not, does it?
No. So it's a 6.1 system, but they're labeling it as 7.1. Can you explain that?
Yeah, the center channel is just the 2 front channels.
Ah.
I don't know, I made that
That
up.
no, that actually makes sense. So they're combining 2 of the channels into speakers, and they're all in front of us. It seems disingenuous.
THX spatial sound, go.
Just make it go the blink. Yeah, that's a
See you
speaker.
later.
Bye.
I can already tell from the Windows test sound that it's not going to be good.
I'm excited. I am not. Well, our lovely soundbar thing comes with this program called Razer Synapse. Synapse? Synapse? Synapse, sure. Where we can enable all sorts of fun features. Let's get that full screen here. THX spatial sound, which Linus so generously enabled. And we'll try it just in stereo mode first before we go to that. And then our lighting mode. So it does have RGB. Yeah, let's play with some quick effects. It's got spectrum cycling, it's got breathing. It does have multiple RGB LEDs in there. It's not just one color. That's kind of cool. Not really strong enough to show much under my desk. We can adjust the audio through these very clicky buttons at the top. Oh yeah, we got an EQ. We can enable center focus. We'll try some music or maybe some videos. Does sound like 4 speakers. It's punchy. Well, it's basic, I'll give it that. We do have a music equalizer open here, so I'm gonna set that to custom, just everything flat, and we'll play that same section again. Sounds like it's coming from the center here. There's no spatial anything right now. We do have it on stereo mode, and we'll try the spatial audio, see if it widens it up. The audio equalizer also does nothing. I don't know if we have to set it to make it do that. Yeah, nothing's changing. Nothing's changing. I've got everything enabled. I've got THX spatial audio, center focus on. I've been playing with the equalizer and nothing's happening. I gave it, what was that, 10, 15, 30 seconds, and it still sounds exactly the same.
Blessed up.
I've restarted the computer. Let's see if our settings are back. Let's go back and test some more Crab Rave. Okay, EQ's working now, good. All of them sound like shit. Let's try our THX spatial audio combined with stereo here. So this is stereo mode, very bad. THX spatial audio actually doesn't sound too bad. It still sounds like it's all coming from here. There's no way this is a 7.1 because I don't have any speakers behind me. Let's turn it around and see what these guys at the back are doing. You know, flat isn't too bad on THX spatial audio. If I turn on center focus, let's have a listen to that. It puts out some power. Why don't we have a look and see what the sub does? Can we get that thumping? Oh, we're shaking, boys. One of the good things that I can say is that this is a nice long EQ, so you could probably adjust it. I'm not hearing really any frequencies that it's lacking. It's certainly not tuned right. Flat EQ response is not where I would want it at all. Why don't we try a Signsweep? Really nice response from the low end. That sub is helping a hell of a lot. And I'm getting a lot of it from the back here too. See, those boys are moving! Some dips around 60. I don't know where the crossover point is, but it sounds like it's a lot coming from both of these. Might not even need the sub, honestly. Desk is shaking. Remember when we were doing sign sweeps, we're looking for changes in volume at our current location in the sweep. If we reduce the volume, it shouldn't really affect anything. So we got some dips there. Big dip there around 1400. You'd have to spend ages fine-tuning this to get all the volumes nice and even if you wanted something with a more flat response. But, you know, we're playing games with this. This isn't for making music. You're gonna use headphones or like proper dedicated monitors for that. So, shall we try some games with it?
Yeah.
Okay. Bonk. The thumps are nice and thumpy. Do I gotta kill everything? I'm just gonna disable the music because that's kind of taking over what I want to hear for, you know, environmental sounds if they're positioned nicely. No, all the sounds come from here. I don't even have enough stereo separation to figure out if they're on my left or if they're on my right. Let's head over into stereo mode and see if that improves things at all. Oh God, that is so bad. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, you need to have THX spatial audio enabled for that, I'll tell you that. And let's set it to game mode as well in the EQ. Okay, that sounds absolutely disgusting. We've lost all the bass and the nice thumpy weapon that we've got there. The Doom sound design is like, dude's my idol. It's amazing. Yeah, that's nice and punchy flat. I don't know why they would think like game mode takes all the bass out of it. Why even give me a sub if you're just gonna cut out 6 dBs of bass? When the sounds are to my right, they just sort of get quieter. How much did you say this was? 250 US dollars? Well, that was awful. I wouldn't want to play games using this. Certainly not a competitive shooter like Counter-Strike. I mean, even that, Doom Eternal's a reaction-based game, and you need to know where the enemies are around you so that you can properly prioritize who you're gonna kill. So bad out of bad. Let's try Thumper. This is a more straight line game, rhythm game, so we can make sure that there's no real latency or anything like that. No latency. This is easy to play. There's absolutely no problems with this at all. Yeah, no issues with that at all. I'm getting a lot better sound field from Thumper than I was Doom Eternal. So let's just go quickly back and check the audio settings because there may be a Dolby Atmos specific setting. Okay, we're in the Doom menu now and it looks like our only 2 options are speakers or headphones. And these aren't headphones. What's interesting to me is they're claiming 7.1, but it's not appearing as a multi-channel device in Windows. Windows can only feed it stereo. If you have a game or if you have a video that supports Dolby Atmos, it's not going to register to Windows or your player that this is a Dolby Atmos compatible device. Dolby Atmos is a special technology that has a digital imprint of a sphere around the listener, if you want to think about it that way. And then your device will just pick the speakers that you have. So it's going to put the 3D audio in a line in front of your face. If they weren't claiming to support all these features and were hyping it up so much, I think I'd be easier on it for 250 bucks. It's kind of a nice little thing to have on your desk.
This is the world's first object-based cinematic audio. With powerful moving audio that transcends from channels to moving around you with pinpoint accuracy.
That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. Doesn't go behind me, like they're saying, but you know, the wall is all the way over there and I'm sitting here, so there's not really anything to bounce off of. And what are you gonna bounce off it anyway? But stereo separation for that was actually quite good. I don't know what the speaker layout in here is like. I don't think we can rip it open unless we get a hacksaw, but not that bad. Not 7.1, but certainly stereo. I don't think I could recommend this to anybody. It's rather too expensive. It's very, very close in here. If you're playing games, I would want speakers over here so that I could get better stereo separation, so that I could understand where the things to shoot at are. The sub is kind of small and anemic, and most of the sub bass seems to be handled by the ones at the back anyway. If I was a gamer, I wouldn't want to play games with this, and if I was a content creator, I wouldn't want to edit or listen to music or videos with this. I don't know. It's a waste of money, and it's a terrible product. Thanks for watching me tear apart another one of these horrible, horrible soundbars. If you want to look at some other crap that Razer's made, Adam's made a great video on a pair of headphones that were also trash and far too expensive. So subscribe for more terrible Razer products.